Eyes are on Capitol Hill as the U.S. Senate prepares to vote on a deal that could end the government shutdown. Thanks for joining us. I'm Annie Yu. Let's give you a live look inside the Senate chamber at this hour. Lawmakers reconvened late this morning, but so far no vote has been called. This breakthrough comes after 7 Democrats and 1 independent broke ranks to join Republicans at the table. Among them, Virginia's Senator Tim Kaine. And take a look at this group here. None of these senators face voters anytime soon. 2 of them, New Hampshire's Jeanine Shaheen and Dick Durbin, U.S. Senator for Illinois, have already announced that they will not be seeking re-election when their terms end in 2027. Now, the deal combines 3 funding measures into one package, restoring pay for federal workers, reopening parks, and restarting nutrition and child care programs that have been on pause. It also directs relief money to small businesses and disaster recovery, and also extends airport security staffing to prevent further travel delays. Now, this bill is meant to end the pain of the shutdown, but it does not solve what caused it. And that brings us to the sticking point here, still dividing Washington. Virginia Senator Tim Kaine helped craft that compromise, and he is now facing backlash from within his own party. Rafael Sanchez Cruz spoke with him today about why he sided with Republicans. Rafael, what changed Senator Kaine's mind?
Yeah, Annie, Senator Tim Kaine says the White House joined the negotiating table after last Tuesday's devastating election results for Republicans. Kaine says he was able to negotiate what he says is a better deal for the federal workforce, including a stop to mass layoffs.
I've got some folks who didn't like the vote.
Virginia Senator Tim Kaine is responding to the blowback he's receiving for voting to move forward on a compromise to reopen the federal government.
This was a very tough 40 days, and the decision was very tough.
His decision came yesterday when the White House agreed to his final request.
That I want a guarantee of no rifts in the future.
Kaine says the deal also includes back pay for all federal employees and returning all workers laid off during the government shutdown.
No state is as affected by the federal employee situation as us. Some estimates say that there are 320,000 federal employees in Virginia, and they have families, so we're probably talking double that if you add their dependents, and then you put the contracting community in.
The deal also restores SNAP benefits for a year. Kaine says it's a huge win for the 800,000 Virginians who depend on the food assistance program.
People think I made the wrong call, then it's a free country. And, you know, there's no guarantee I'm right. But what I'm telling you is what I'm hearing from Virginians this morning, including our governor-elect, is thank God you did this.
But what the deal does not include is a Democrats' top priority in the negotiations, extending the Affordable Care Act subsidies, which are set to expire by the end of the year.
I will guarantee you there will be a vote within a month in the Senate on a Democratic health care proposal.
A guarantee on a vote, but no guarantee that Republicans will support the proposal to keep the costs of health care down for millions of Americans.
If you're asking me to guarantee anyone's vote but my own, the answer is no.
Yeah, Kaine says he wants the debate over health care to play out on its own, with no distractions from the shutdown like SNAP benefits and the chaos that we're seeing at the airports, Annie.
All right, the major development. Thank you, Rafael. As Congress prepares to vote on a spending plan to reopen the government, some Democratic lawmakers are coming out against the plan. Our Lionel Donovan is live at the Capitol this afternoon with more on these developments. Lionel.
Good afternoon, Annie. Well, as you and Rafael were saying earlier, this deal does not include extensions to the Affordable Care Act tax credits, which is what Democrats were originally fighting for. Now, the plan does hold a commitment to vote on that issue in December, but many Democrats in both the House and Senate say that's not good enough. Now, as you were also talking about earlier, this deal does include provisions to reverse layoffs made during the shutdown and ensure furloughed workers receive back pay. On Sunday night, 7 Democratic senators and 1 independent senator announced they would vote for the Republican spending plan, which funds the government until January 30th. Now, before the shutdown started 41 days ago, Democrats in the Senate collectively declared that they would refuse to sign any legislation that didn't permanently extend ACA tax credits, leading to the longest government shutdown in U.S. history. With these new votes, Republicans now have the 60 they need to push their plan forward. However, Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen says without a guarantee to safeguard those ACA subsidies, signing off on any deal is a mistake.
we are heading toward this healthcare crisis, and this was an important opportunity to address it. And I don't see any assurance, any guarantee that we will be able to deal with it between now and the end of the year. I hope that will change, but this was a moment when we really needed to get that guarantee, that assurance.
Now the Senate is currently working on finalizing this legislative package. Senate Majority Leader John Thune says that he is hoping to have all of this finalized in the very near future, possibly sometime today. Now this legislation will still need to make its way through the House and be signed off by the president before it becomes law. Coming up at 5, I'll speak with Maryland's leaders about how they are reacting to this upcoming deal and the potential impact on both the state and the country. But for now, we're live at the Capitol. Lionel Donovan, WUSA 9.
Lionel, thanks so much. Meanwhile, the FAA is warning that if the shutdown drags on, flight delays and cancellations will only get worse. More than 3,000 flights were canceled and 10,000 delayed across the country on Sunday alone. The National Air Traffic Controllers Association says the longer this goes on, the greater the safety risk. And despite this, President Trump on Truth Social said in part, quote, all air traffic controllers must get back to work now, and threatened to dock pay for those who don't. He's also called for $10,000 bonuses for those still working. Matthew Torres live at Reagan National Airport after speaking to the association's president. Matthew, what did he have to say?
Well, he's replying to that boast by saying that people are showing up to their jobs and that they will work with the administration to sort out issues. The president says his main priorities are making sure that people stay safe while also making sure air traffic controllers are getting paid. This is now the second time they have missed a paycheck since this shutdown began, which only complicates operations at airports like Reagan National, which saw the most canceled flights on Friday due to staffing shortages. As flights are slashed across the country during the government shutdown.
Like a text just letting me know that my morning flight was canceled.
Like a 3-hour delay.
Travelers are trying to keep their spirits up.
We're just hoping everything's on time so we can get home.
The FAA plans to increase the number of reduced flights to 6% Tuesday, then 10% Friday at 40 major airports, including in our area. There's been a severe shortage of air traffic controllers who haven't been paid during the longest federal shutdown in U.S. history. It's a growing problem at Reagan National, where it's already considered a low staffing facility.
Enough is enough. They deserve better, and they absolutely deserve their pay.
National Air Traffic Controllers Association President Nick Daniels says controllers working to keep the skies safe are exhausted and worried. Some have picked up other side jobs to make ends meet or can't afford to go to work.
That uncertainty and that financial strain is becoming unbearable. It's now a dinner time conversation with my kids on prioritizing bills.
Even as the Senate advances a deal to end the shutdown, leaders here say it's unclear how quickly controllers will get paid. Even if Congress strikes a deal to end this government shutdown, how soon do you think we'll have enough air traffic controllers back working to avoid the cancellations and delays that we're seeing?
Well, air traffic controllers are showing up every day right now, day in and day out, doing an amazing job that they can. What we're going to have to find out is how many actually resigned, how many retired due to this shutdown. This shutdown isn't a light switch.
U.S. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy admits even if the shutdown ends immediately, air traffic will still be reduced initially. A resolution can't come soon enough for Daniels, who warns safety is what's at stake.
The added stress leads to fatigue. The fatigue has led to the erosion of safety and the increased risk every day that this shutdown drags on.
And even if this shutdown ends, there's that big question of how quickly air traffic controllers will get paid. According to the association president, during the last government shutdown, it took almost up to 2.5 months before some employees were fully compensated. Annie?
So much fallout from this, Matthew. Thank you so much. And we are here for you during these really trying times. And to stay on top of the latest in the government shutdown, you can scan this QR code on your screen right now, or you can text the word shutdown to the number 202-895-5599. And there you will find all of our shutdown related stories and resources all in one place.